All right. Special treat this morning. 10-year anniversary for Aspire Chiropractic. We're sitting down with Dr. James Taylor, owner, founder, original doctor. Um, so, Dr. Taylor, take us back to 10 years ago. Paint a picture for us of who James Taylor is, what he's thinking about, what he's motivated for, what's his direction for this practice.
In all reality, my wife and I, we got down here 10 years ago in November. She had a job waiting for her, so she's working at UTA.
Okay.
I had gone out and I interviewed like 30 different doctors. Who wants to sell their practice? I'm coming to town. Who wants a new guy? Who's looking to get out? So I was able to find a doc. His name was Dr. John Reynolds, and we set up shop. Basically, I did an office share agreement. There was like a sublet from him. So like I had a room and I paid half his rent and
Wow.
started with patient number 1 on February 2nd of 2014.
Wow. Almost 10 years to the day that we'll be celebrating. What was it like for you that first day with your first patient?
First patient actually came on the 5th day.
Okay.
So I started on Monday, and from a business standpoint, I started poorly. Ready, fire, aim. I didn't have a plan. I just knew I wanted to get started. So I signed a lease, I signed a contract, I signed an agreement with no marketing out there. Nobody knew who I was. No, nothing.
Yeah.
It was just, all right, sign. Cool. I'm a practicing doctor. I got nothing. So I went to, found all the chamber meetings, found all the networking meetings. But again, I'm building relationships from scratch.
Mhm.
And a guy came in to see Dr. Reynolds on a Friday. And I had been 4 days starting without patients. And he goes, here, take him. We should actually give him a call. I wonder if he's coming out this month. Um, so that's how it started. It wasn't, there was zero plan other than just desire. Like,
Yes.
okay, here's what I'm going to do now because I have the degree and the license. And oh crap, nobody told me how to be a business person.
Yeah, like, so I think about myself and a lot of docs coming out of school, and there's the overwhelm or maybe the concern about starting practice on your own. You just wanted to go straight into starting your own. You didn't want to shadow for a while or be an associate for a while.
Well, that's why I did the office share thing, because I was looking for docs who wanted out, but not right away. So of those 30 docs that I interviewed, some of them were like, yep, I'm going to sell it to you and I'm going to go to Costa Rica, or I'm going to sell it and I'm going to chase my singing career. Those are real answers. Dr. Reynolds was, I'm going to sell it. I'll stay around. I live in town. I'll help you, figure out the ins and outs of having a practice. So I didn't want to do like an associate route because my internship, that guy he was either going to basically die in his office or sell it to his daughter. So I was like, okay, well, so that's why I came down here.
Mm.
I wanted somebody who wanted out, but didn't want out right now.
And you guys knew the DFW area was where you wanted to be?
We had a buddy that lived in Hazlet, so we came here. And we're from Minnesota. Like I got tired of being cold.
What decisions along the way do you think have had the most impact on your business? I mean, 10 years worth of figuring it out and trying to decide what you want to do.
It's been literally just that, just figure it out. Because again, like we learn how to be chiropractors, we don't
Mhm.
learn how to be business people. I got a coach right away. That was helpful. I still have a coach, but as far like what decision was most impactful, I was thinking about this earlier. I think it would be the indecision
Okay.
to form better like local relationships, or a poor decision of I'm going to do this myself and like just the whole way. Like
Yeah.
if I had sought better relationships sooner, this place would be bigger than it is now.
I
Don't get me
see.
wrong, this place is awesome. I mean, I put something really nice together.
Yes.
Um, but no, if I had cultivated better relationships sooner, this place would be there would be more.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it wasn't a good decision, but I certainly learned a lot along the way. So yeah, I go with that.
I've heard you say too that you built the practice off of working with MMA
Mhm.
fighters and athletes, but certainly you've branched from there. But what made you decide to start with that clientele? And then how do you think that you branched from there?
Well, I started playing rugby in high school, and then in college, and I was like a player coach. I did a little like semi-pro men's club kind of stuff. So when I got here, I just went to the rugby teams. Hey, I'm a rugby playing chiropractor. I get what you go through,
Mhm. Okay.
and man, I love the sport. It's fun. It's fun to be around the culture, the guys. It's a good time.
Yeah.
So it was, hey, I'll help anyone on the team. We'll call it a sponsorship, and anyone that you guys send here because they know you, I'll give them a break. So I started with Fort Worth and TCU, and then really branched out into every single rugby team in DFW.
Wow.
As far as the MMA, it was a massage therapist. So I guess I didn't totally not do relationships. I had a massage therapist I was had a business relationship with, and she was in an MMA gym, and she sent a couple of guys to me, and it just kind of went from there.
Along the way, you've had a lot of coaches, you've met a lot of other doctors. Is there any advice that anybody has offered up along the way that might be the most memorable, or a piece of advice that really sticks out with you that has made a difference?
This might be the I'm going to do it myself part, or a little bit of ego, a little bit of pride. One of my first coaches, Dr. Tori Robeson of Winter's Edge, he said you have to fall in love with the drudgery. And it was that
That's
word
deep. All right, yeah.
drudgery. Like I've got pictures in the old office of just boxes of flyers and mailers that I'm stuffing and sending out. I've got pictures of myself and Tamika having lunch at my desk, taking a break. I had a laptop and we put a little candle on it, like the
Make it romantic.
exactly, but like the Christmas time
Yeah,
that thing,
the
but
Yule
just
log.
exactly, yeah, the Yule log. So we're sitting there, we're eating stuff out of Tupperware because we're taking a break from stuffing envelopes. She was in Mary Kay at the time. Mary Kay had a sweet discount with Office Depot, so we got really cheap printing. So it was, kind of falling in love with the drudgery, the stuff people don't want to do.
Mhm.
And again, I don't know if that's looking back on it, it's a good thing, but I'm wondering now if I was like, man, there's a relationship that could have been built to kind of take away some of the drudgery, but there's a bit of pride in like, hey, I did all the little things.
When did that mindset start to shift for you of like gung ho being able to do it on your own to how much you need the relationships? Because now when I see you in practice, you've got the coaches that you work with, you're making so many connections on social media, you're constantly networking, high level networking. When did that shift start to change for you in practice?
I'd say probably about a year and a half ago, I
Oh, okay.
shifted coaching groups, and the coaching group I went into now, it's Black Diamond with Sean Dillon Lacey Book. That's their focus. It was relationships, and it's interesting looking back because obviously the relationships I made prior, which I like didn't necessarily nurture or anything. I knew I had people for certain things, but
Hmm.
there wasn't a relationship there. But looking back, it was like now I can actually kind of use, I don't want to say use them, but like you use our commonalities, if you
Hmm.
will, like, a gym owner and a chiropractor or
Yeah.
something like that. Like just I'm seeing the stuff that's been there the whole time.
Well, what do you think is something then that most business owners, but especially chiropractors, do wrong when they're starting out or through 10 years worth of practice?
If they're like me, I would say they try and do too much themselves. Again, there's a pride aspect to it, but yeah, I would say it's probably they try and they wear too many hats.
Mm.
Like I remember at the old office, previous office manager, my previous coach was like, "Hey, just let her do the stats." Like at the end of the day, like I would write down everything the office did. It's like just let her do it. I'm like, but it's mine. It's like you've got other stuff you can do. Patient files or exams or X-ray stuff. Let her do the stats.
So delegating some things as well.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, well, what has kept you so motivated for 10 years? I mean, doing chiropractic, seeing as many patients as you see on a weekly basis, I imagine it can get kind of repetitive. What do you tap into to keep yourself going to be and stay so successful after 10 years?
To borrow a phrase that's become real popular now, I've been moving the goalpost
I got
because
you.
at first it was like, I want to see 100 people a week. And then in the office share, like I want to buy out Dr. Runnels was his name. And then kind of outgrew that office. So I want to get a new place. And then I want to see 200 a week. So just basically goal setting and not necessarily being satisfied per se, but realizing once I hit a goal,
Mhm.
there's still so much more room. And more often than not, like as I take these steps up, when you get to it, you realize when you get to it and you kind of chill there for a bit, you realize it's not as hard as it was in your head way back here. Like way back here, young Dr. Taylor, 2014, 100 patients in a week would blow my 300 in a week is unthinkable.
Yeah.
And now 300 in a week is like, well, where'd everybody go?
Yeah.
Where is everybody? Um, so just really just expanding.
That's so
Expanding
cool.
is one thing that drives me. But then also too, dude, I got two awesome kids. Like those two are freaking sweet.
Yeah. And that really pushes you to day-to-day basis. I know for
Oh,
myself with
and my wife.
don't want to forget that one. Well, with that, with your family, how do you maintain a work-life balance?
I think the phrase work-life balance is incorrect.
Okay.
I think we do a pretty good job at having work-life harmony.
I like that.
So it's because like there's never going to be a balance. Now, one of the great things about being in chiropractic is I'm only seeing patients 26 hours a week. And it was like, you're only working 26 hours a week? No,
No.
I'm adjusting patients 26 hours a week. But outside that, again, there's the drudgery stuff we talked
Mhm.
about. There's the networking, all this kind of things. So the balance at the beginning, the balance and the harmony were shit. They were terrible. Um, but over time, we've figured out, kind of a good give and take. Like she brings the kids to school in the morning, I pick them up in the evening because
Mhm.
I mean it's on the way there. So it's really more of just it's a communication thing
Okay.
as far as how can we make this work? What do you, partner of mine, want out of the relationship? What do I want out of the relationship? And that all being said, like this is we're both entrepreneurs, so it's like,
Mhm.
and she's on the come up right now, kind of like I was. So being able to understand where she's at
Mm.
is super helpful. When we started, I was the entrepreneur. She was an employee. Like I said, she worked at UTA. So it was rough at the beginning, but again, it comes down to communicate and man, a schedule, like a good,
Oh, yeah.
solid,
Okay.
planned in advance schedule. Like we have all of our vacations planned for the year already.
Wow.
We've got all of our seminars laid out, so we know what's coming up. So there's fewer surprises.
That's really good advice. I take that one to heart for sure. So twofold question, advice wise, so if you could time travel back to yourself, 2014, 10 years ago, what piece of advice would you give to yourself knowing where you're going to end up?
Follow up on relationships.
Okay. Then two part with that, what would you say or how would you incorporate that if you were to talk to a new doc starting out today? What advice would you give them?
Meet as many people as you can, because it really, like again, from a chiropractic standpoint, and for all intents and purposes, a business standpoint, people just need to know that you exist. Right?
Mhm.
And then if people know you exist, then eventually, if they need what you have, then they'll come to you if they know, like, and trust you. And if they don't know you exist, who's going to tell them? Their friends. So if their friends know you exist and know, like, and trust you, again, the previous coach I had, Dr. Robeson, he said, if you want to double your business, double the amount of people you know.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, just build relationships, do good work.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, right, of course.
of course. Um, and be personal, be a real person. I think that's one of the
Mm,
things that our office does better than shoot a lot of businesses, not even just
yeah.
chiropractic offices, not healthcare offices, just businesses is like we're real people. You can
Mhm,
come in here and you can tell the patients that are here, they mirror us.
mhm.
I don't know if I've showed you. I've got a breakup letter from a patient.
No, I've
Yeah.
never seen this.
She came in for a while, and one day she hands me a letter, And I'm like, she goes like, this is the last day I'll be in the office. Like, okay, that's fine. You know, people come and go. So I thought it was like a thank you letter, a thing like that. But her demeanor was different. And after she left, I read the letter and she talked about how she hated coming here for 3 years because I was always happy.
What?
I was joyful. I was smiling, like I was joking. And I understand that now. At the time, I'm like, this is stupid. But like now, again, our personalities didn't match.
Mm,
But again, you know, going to a chiropractor is I'm biased. I don't want to say like a special thing, but it is. Like
mhm,
there's you know, you want somebody to adjust you the way you want to be adjusted.
mhm.
I've told patients this before. One of the great things about chiropractic is there's so many different ways to do it. One of the crappy things about chiropractic is there's so many different
Yeah.
ways to do it. So the way I did it, she really liked, but the person I was, she didn't.
That's so straight, but it's you weren't an irritable curmudgeon, or it was because you were too happy and too joyful.
It was
But that's
too,
okay. I mean, we'll take that into practice,
yeah,
right? Wow. Um,
can't help everybody.
what's next? What's next for James Taylor? And then what's the future hold for Aspire Chiropractic? Because I know you got more than just the office, you're working on.
Yep. So one of the things that chiropractic has in a good way and a bad way is there are ample amount of people and coaches who are out there to help you.
Yes.
And everybody will help you get into practice. Few people will give actually none that I know of will give you an exit strategy. Like they'll help you set up, they'll help you market, they'll help you get patients in the door,
Yeah.
and then they'll just help you stay there. Till what? Like nobody I've seen yet has an exit strategy. So what I want to do, and we get this question monthly, hey, are there more offices around here? Because this office rocks. Not yet. So I want to build more offices around DFW to get associates, you know, like yourself,
Yep.
into a space to create, you know, kind of a legacy, if you will. But then not only that, teach them to do literally what I'm doing now. So I'm bringing people on to
Mhm.
eventually take over for me, and then I want to have those people bring people on to take over for them because you know my kids are 5 and 7 now. Um, you know, 4 o'clock t-ball games are going to start soon. four
That's
o'clock
true. Yeah.
basketball games are going to start soon. I love each and every one of you. I want to dip out of here at 4 to go catch Frankie's basketball
Yeah,
game.
definitely. You've earned that right, busting your butt for all these years. Do you have any specific reviews or memorable stories that have stuck out to you? That I mean, I know I've been in practice 3 years, and I've had people tell me life changing stories from chiropractic care. I'm sure 10 years you've got hundreds of them. Is there any specific one?
There is one, and in chiropractic, like you talk to old doctors and things like
Hmm.
that, and they'll talk about a guy who, I mean, there's videos all over YouTube. Guy came in, you know, couldn't walk or something like that, or just worst debilitating pain in the world. A chiropractor makes one adjustment, guy stands up.
Yeah.
So I haven't had any. I've certainly had people like stand up, like, hey, it feels better, you know, but not like, you know, not like I've laid the hands of God on them. But I had this patient once, and she came in. She was a trip. Um, Older woman. She had oxygen on. She had a walker. Um, Talked about how she was arrested a bunch back in the 70s for dealing pot and stuff like that.
All right.
Just a trip. And so we'd adjust her, and like she wasn't moving very well or anything like that. And as time went on, she started to move better. Her demeanor improved. Her mood improved. And then she was gone. Just wouldn't return our phone calls, didn't reschedule, just gone. And it
What?
was March or April, something like that. And so the summer goes on, just you know, going about business, helping people,
Hmm.
saving the world. And all of a sudden she walks in, no appointment. She walks in October. So it had been like 6 months that we hadn't seen her. But like I said, she walks in, no walker, no oxygen, dropped a whole bunch of weight. It's
Wow.
like, where you been? And she goes, in my backyard. Like, okay. She goes, when I came in with the walker and the oxygen, I wasn't moving around well. And she had a one level house and there were 2 steps into her backyard.
Hmm.
And she said that she never went to her backyard because she was afraid of those 2 steps.
Damn.
Either A, she would fall going down
Hmm.
it, or B, she'd have trouble getting up it. She was afraid of going into her backyard.
Wow.
And then she comes back after not having seen her all, 6 months, all summer long. Where you been? Been in my backyard.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. That was cool.
Wow. Yeah, that definitely will make an impact. That alone helps keep you motivated and keep
Right?
you going. So, well, closing out, what do you want the audience to know about where you're at and what's going on with Aspire Chiropractic?
Same thing they've known for 10 years, dude. Like, we're here to help people.
Yeah.
If you have a personality that sucks, we might not be for you. But
Yeah.
no, man, like it's just it is. Like if you want to double your practice, double the amount of people you know. The more people we know, the more people we can help.
Yeah.
Is really what it comes down to. And it's fun. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's a fun office.
Again, the relationships that we built over 10 years, the people that keep coming in. It's just hearing out here, like a new patient will be sitting out here filling paperwork, and a regular returning patient will be coming out of my office, and just they'll see the new patient. Hey, you're in the right spot.
Yeah.
He's been my guy for 3 years. He's been my guy for 7 years. Like it's fun.
That's a good feeling. That's a good feeling. Well, that's all the questions I got for you. If you guys are looking for a great chiropractic office, and if you guys are looking for a great chiropractic office and you're in the DFW area, especially North Richland Hills, come in and see us. We got a great office culture. Dr. James Taylor's been in practice for 10 years. You already know we got good hands. He's got the best in the business. So come on in and see us and take part in it. Send this off to anybody you know that's starting out a business, or especially any chiropractors out there looking to get started. I mean, this is solid advice. 10 years success right here.
Yeah, we got any students watching this? By all means, give us a call, come shout out. That's fun too. Like every time we have students come in, because we got Parker down the road.
Yeah, we need to get that going more. Get some students in here.
That's fair.
A little mentorship and stuff. That's fun.
It was a good time.
All right.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Congratulations.
We'll see you guys later. Take it easy.